Good morning, everybody. I'm going to turn a little cool, chill music on. I hope everybody is doing great today. Or I'm sorry, let me speak properly and say, I hope everybody's doing well today. And there we come. Hello, Sale. So, guys, I have a few things to share with you today. First of all, if I can show you how excited I am. In just 2 short days, I have almost 2 inches of growth on my little romaine here. Today, handsome boyfriend who is in quarantine sent me the surprise of a ton of Thai food last night. So leftover rice, a couple of eggs, and a cut up onion and a few cloves of garlic. We're going to grab some soy sauce, a drop of sesame oil. What else are we going to put in this? Oh, a little hot sauce. And there you go. We've got a lot of stuff ready to go. Sale. This arrived in the mail today from B&H Photo, and I think that your wife has something to do with it. So I thought I'd wait and open it on camera so that you can see the joy in my face or the confusion when I don't know how to use it. So let's see. Let's see. And now I have power wherever I go. Haha, fantastic. Thank you, Jody. Thank you. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Tim. So all you've missed is me opening the present that Sale and Jody sent me, which is a portable charger. I think they were a little upset that I just went AWOL on Sunday afternoon because my battery went. So, good morning. I have a power bank. Yes, hello, Tim, and hello, Elizabeth, and hello, cousin Kathy. So I was just saying that last night I didn't have to cook anything because handsome boyfriend who is in quarantine at his house in Long Island, he has been exposed and I have not. So while he's still in quarantine, he occasionally sends me some of my favorite things, and last night he sent me green curry, which I love, and he always sends me a spare pint of rice because I love to make my redneck or white trash fried rice. So I use all the things that you would use to make fried rice. It's just that I put like Texas Pete or some kind of hot sauce on it. I now put Cholula on it because the nice people at Cholula appreciate my tweets from time to time, and I'm just awash in Cholula. So pardon me. That would be allergies, or as my friend here said, that's weed, not Wuhan. Today, we're going to drink. I worked very, very hard yesterday, so I'm not going to play around today. Hello, Jody, darling. Thank you, Jody. Thank you for my charger. I love it very much. I'm going to charge it up as soon as we're done here. Hello, Lisa. Hello, everybody. So, today, I'm going to open this lovely bottle of Bali La Pierre Cremant de Bourgogne. So, these people make their wine, or their vineyards are in Saint Brie. And Saint Brie is one of those places that's kind of special. It's part of Burgundy, but it's a little bit of an outlier. It's right below Chablis and a little bit above Sancerre. So it's got some of these wonderful bedrocks that make the best kinds of wine. And here we go. So I'll tell you my favorite opening bottle of sparkling wine. Many years ago, probably 10 or 13, I was at a big Cuban joint teaching a thing on Spanish-speaking wines. And it was probably the hottest day of the year, and I'm doing what I always do, talking about how important it is to be safe when you're opening a bottle of wine. And the bottle of wine, I felt it. I felt the cork coming with real pressure. So I doubled down. The cork came out so fast that the bottle flung my hand back. The bottle landed flat on its butt right in the middle between my 2 feet. and shot a geyser straight up my skirt. I jumped back and tipped it over with my foot, and it went spinning wildly all the way around the room. I just picked up the nearest linen napkin and walked around and started dabbing people off. You can have all kinds of things go crazy when you have wine, sparkling wine. So be careful. Find something delicious. This wine is particularly special, I think, because it uses all the grapes it can. It has Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, as you would expect in Burgundy, but it also has Aligoté and Gamay. So that gives it just a really richer. Rich is really not the right way to say, is not the right thing to say, because the beauty and why I love sparkling wines is because they are so bright. They are bright and full of acidity. And as I've said before, I'm an acid whore. Delicious. The great thing about this one is that it hits for me first all of the big bright red fruits from the Pinot Noir. And then you get all of the white, bright, high acid stuff in the back of the mouth from all of the white fruits. So that is absolutely divine to me. I will put up on my site where you can get this, but I looked and it's available at wine.com. This is a wine that, at least for many years, was a Martins wine. If Grandma could only see, imported by, I don't know who imports it anymore. It says MHW, so that's a mystery to me. So anyway, not that I don't know what MHW is, it's just that's a mystery to me. So who's here? Hello, Anthony, and hello, Duarte, and Kevin, and what else? Oh, love you guys. Thank you all for coming. So now I'm going to put this wine into the freezer because, you know, I've told you I like my sparkling wines to be ridiculously cold. It's just that way I can do it, so I can drink them more slowly. So I got up this morning, I chopped up half an onion, and I'm just going to pop my cast iron skillet on. Let's let that get hot. I am going to use a little butter here today in addition to olive oil, just because why not, right? So who else is here? So you like that story sale? That's a good one. I've got a lot of embarrassing stories. I once did one at somebody's apartment, did a wine tasting, and I am doing my safety first wine opening story. The cork goes flying out of my hand, and Rosé Cava goes all over her newly painted apartment. That was a particularly good one. Was anybody here at that party? That was a particularly good one. So in spite of our best efforts, we sometimes can embarrass ourselves pretty terribly. So anyway, here we go. I know my friend AJ is the king of savoring bottles of sparkling wine, and I would not have the chutzpah to do that, I'm afraid. So I've put my onions in here as they're coming up and the heat's coming up. You can start to hear the sizzle. I'm going to crack a couple of eggs here and get those mixed up. These, I'm not going to put milk like you would if you were making scrambled eggs. I'm just going to put a little splash of water in them because I want them to be really, really light and fluffy. Hello, Carol. And where's my fork? Here we go. So, get that nice and mixed up. Now, I'm not going to salt these because we are making fried rice, so this is going to be my salt by and large. And we're going to give... I have the yoga music back on today because yesterday, after I left you, even after I told you all the mind-boggling number of things that I accomplished yesterday morning before 10:30, I, at 10 o'clock last night, was ironing pillowcases, what do you call those, placemats, napkins, and changing the bed. I was like a crazy person yesterday. So today, I'm not going to be so crazy. I'm going to try to be a little calmer today. Take it easy today. Scriven, if you're there, how did your sister like that paper? Do we need to work on that some more? So I'm going to try to do easier peasier things. So I'm just going to kind of ignore these for a few minutes while they get a little color on them. Who else is here? Let's see. Fried rice. Yeah. Oh, wow. So you had real deal sale, real deal rice, fried rice. That's so cool. Well, I guess while the other kids were eating rice in a minute rice with a can of cream of mushroom soup, your dad was making you the real deal. My friend's son the other day had made himself ramen that looked as good as any ramen I've had anywhere. Now, if anybody wasn't here for the beginning, look how exciting. This is my little knob of romaine, my little heart of romaine that I trimmed up. We're letting it grow. I'm having so much fun. I can't wait to go and buy some, what do you call those guys? Scallions, because I've seen people have amazing good luck with scallions. So I'm starting to get some browning on these. I'm going to turn them down a little bit because I want them to brown a little bit more evenly. And I'm going to get ready. You know how I love to microplane. I'm going to get ready to put the garlic in here. I have a few cloves here, little pieces that were just falling apart in the bottom of my bowl over here. I've got this pint. How much do I have left in this one? Oh yeah, I ate a lot of rice last night. I ate like a starving person last night. I don't know what was going on with me, but that was what I did last night. I ate all the little beggar's purses. Every time I walked in the kitchen, I'd pop another one in my mouth. And I'd make a bowl of curry, and then I'd make a little tiny bowl of curry, and then I'd make a big bowl of curry. So I just made a ton of crazy ton of food ate a crazy ton of food last night. So now that these are browning up, I'm going to try to get the garlic in here really, really quickly so that it doesn't overcook. Wow, that one's falling apart. Ah, very good. Oops, renegade. It's gone rogue. So I stopped in the street, keeping polite distance, and spoke to an elderly gentleman who was leaning up against a light post as though he were, had kind of had all that he could take physically on his morning chores. And so I spoke to him and he said, "Did you hear the news?" And I said, "What news?" And he says that somebody's announced that we're going to be until the end of May. Can anyone tell me if that's true or not? All right, so I've gotten my garlic in here and I'm just going to start dumping my rice in. For those of us who don't have any rice culture people in our families, one thing that I've learned having a rice culture beau is that you don't have to refrigerate the rice. You can just leave it sitting out unless it's like a bazillion degrees outside, or inside, frankly. So as long as you've got heat regulations, you're going to be okay for letting your rice sit out. And it's so much easier to not have to bring rice from refrigerated temperature back up. So there we go. Now I'm just going to let this get in here, kind of toss the onions around the rice a little bit and try to get the rice coated with some of this flavor that we've got in this pan. I'm tossing things around like a crazy person. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? I can't even see. See, I see. Hello, Jane. And let's see. So here's what we're going to do. I've got onions and garlic and olive oil in this pan. I'm going to put just a little bit more olive oil in here. And I'm going to take a chunk of butter. Not this whole chunk of butter, but just a little piece of it. And let that get down in there. There we go. Perfect. And now I'm going to make a little hole here in the middle of my rice, if you can see that. And I'm just going to put this egg down in here. And now I'm going to just pull it through and just keep it moving until the egg starts to firm up. And it kind of coats your rice, and you get little bits and pieces in there. So this can probably sit here and cook, and I can save the big chunks of rice I threw out earlier. Now I'm just gonna let that sit for a sec. And so anyway, I call this my redneck fried rice because I put like Mexican hot sauce on it. And it's really, really, really delicious. And what's better? Let's see, how long can garlic last? And one thing you can do with garlic is you can do what I just did and get your microplane out and grate a ton of it and put it into a little thing and put it in the freezer, or put them into little bits and pieces. I've seen people that put them in like tiny little ice cube things that you can do. So you can just pop out a little piece here and there. And then I'm gonna start pulling this through a little bit more and turn this around a little bit. See that those eggs start to cook in there. And this is just a matter of waiting for that egg to cook. And when that egg gets cooked, then we're gonna start throwing a little bit more flavor in here. But I always like to make sure your eggs stay the bright yellow in here. And if you were to start putting, what do you call this stuff? Soy sauce in now, then you would lose the yellow of your rice, yellow of your egg. What is wrong with my brain today? I think I should drink more. That will help. So what are you guys doing? Let's see. Oh yes, that's a great thing. That's something I do with garlic is I roast it, and then I'll put it in just like a little ramekin and cover it in olive oil. And that olive oil will will keep the bacteria from getting into it, right? That's a great way to do it. And so by extension, doing the same thing, if you took your peeled cloves of garlic and covered them in olive oil, that would save them longer as well. But you know, garlic, like onions, are great in that they do stick around for a long time, and frankly can go in everything that you cook. So this is starting to get nice and fluffy, but I like it to be nice and dry. I like it to be really dry. I think that's why every little kid who's ever stayed with me or I've stayed with them always wants my eggs, because I make my eggs both with a tiny little pinch of sugar, and I also make them with, I make them really dry. And I think that's why kids don't like scrambled eggs, is because it takes a long time to learn how to eat a loose yolk, is what I'm trying to say. Hello, Mr. Muse, and let's see what else. Hello, Sandy. How are you? So I got some Libra cousins here working today. That always makes me very, very happy. So yeah, this is starting to dry up nicely. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Just keep giving it a turn. It will eventually get all nicely dried out. Patience is a virtue, I've heard them say. So I can get my little knob of butter back in there and let the butter melt off the edge of the knife. Never waste, never worry. I keep seeing memes come up that say we're now about to learn why our grandmothers saved their bacon fat, right? And washed their aluminum foil. So that's what I'm trying to do, guys, is get out ahead of the curve and figure out what we can do to be, better citizens, just in general. If you're making less waste right now, you're being a better citizen. If you're staying home, you're being a better citizen. If you're thinking about what you can plant in your yards, because we're going to be in quarantine probably, I'm predicting July 4th, guys. So, because I see too many people who are unwilling to abide by stay at home, and we're just going to have to suck it up, right? Until everybody learns that they're not smarter than Dr. Fauci, we're going to have to stay at home. And I would just like to take this opportunity to remind you, you are not smarter than Dr. Fauci. If you don't know why you're not smarter than Dr. Fauci, go look him up on Wikipedia today and realize the massive debt of gratitude that we all owe him. If you've had sex in the last 40 years and still live, thank Dr. Fauci. So, this is starting to look nice and fluffy and dry, just like I like it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, nice. So now it's really pretty simple. I'm going to give it a nice, good dose of soy sauce. Again, that's our salt, right? So you want to be generous with that. Who doesn't like salt? And now, this you have to be very careful with. Toasted sesame oil is incredibly potent. So, smell it so you remember what you're doing and just put a tiny, tiny drizz in. And then we're going to give that a little turn, and we're going to let that kind of dry up in there. And then you'll just give it a little taste. See if you want to put anything else into it after it's nice and dry. And then I always put it into a little bowl, give myself another tiny little pat of butter, and a nice hearty dose of whatever kind of hot sauce you like. And it's absolutely phenomenal. Again, you can tweak it however you want. Maybe you want yours a little saltier. Maybe you want to put a different kind of hot sauce on it. Maybe you want to put hot pepper in it. Maybe you've got some other stuff. Maybe you've got some leftover pork or some leftover stuff from last night's Chinese food. There you go. It can all go in, and it's all great to go in. So now let me come back over here. Yes, Dr. Fauci is the man. And David Larson, thank you so very much. I take that as a great honor from you. And David, we have an anniversary coming up here just exactly 1 week from today. Will be April the 8th, and in the year 2000, I had the great honor of assisting David Larson when he did his James Beard dinner, and it was absolutely magnificent. It was one of the great days of all time. And the funny thing is that two of us on that team now work for the same person. She works for the same guy who owns my winery in South Africa. Jillian works for him at his apple farm where they make cider in the UK. Small world, isn't it? 20 years later, things are all the same. So I spilled a little rice. It's very tasty, but it does need more. Hello. I'm going to put a little bit more of this because it definitely needs more. Ah, hear it sizzle. Hear it sizzle. There we go. Now we're talking. And then I'm just going to pat this down a little bit. And you can kind of let this sit here and it'll form, and let it form its own little crust at the bottom, or succulent. And then I think that's going to be just a-okay until I'm ready to eat something today. I am going to just keep eating off the edge of the stove, evidently. Is that disgusting? I have no idea. Hello, Sheila. Hello from Frankfurt. So this morning I took a little test about a little online quiz about who you are with Andy, and evidently I'm Kenneth, and I'm supposed to go get the figures or start the slides. I'm very excited that I came up the person who is here to give you your facts. So guys, I'm just going to say that I'm going to take a hump day today. I have a lot to do actually, I don't have anything to do. And I'm very happy about that. So I hope all of you are going to have a great day. What I will say is I'm considering having one of these more like a cocktail or dinner hour, because my cousin Patricia lives in Alaska and she can't ever do this live. So we might do one of those in the next few days. And hello, Charles, and all of that. So later, guys, I hope everybody has a great day. I will tell you that normally, I normally do a whole lot of social commentary, but I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and read for about 30 minutes. And I was up like I am in bed with my pillow behind my knees, my hot pad under my hiney, popped up, and I started looking at my iPad, and I thought, I'm very tired. So I literally just flopped over, and still like I was sitting on a chair, just flopped over and slept until 9:30. So I have no idea what's real in the world today. Let me go read. I'll get caught up, and we'll do better tomorrow. So guys, really have a great day. Find something to do. I posted on our meditation site a picture of Montauk and the waves coming in and going out. So if you feel any anxiety today, find some water, find something, and just breathe. Because breathing fixes everything. All right, guys? I thank you so much. I thank you all for coming, every one of you. And we'll be back tomorrow. I think I promised yesterday I would make sweet potato soup. So, hello, Gina. So, you also, and Lisa, thank you. So, I'm finally going to get around to that. I'm trying hard to literally not go to the grocery store or even order groceries until it's empty in here. I did clean out the crisper yesterday and washed it out and everything. So maybe that's something you can do, is to try to empty all the drawers in your fridge and clean them out. Something to do. So guys, I love you again and thank you for coming by. We'll be back here tomorrow. And I'll try not to sleep the morning away so I can get my act together and know what we need to deal with. And now I've got to go look and see if what this old man told me in the street is true. Have we really extended to May 31st? Love you guys. Have a great day. Ciao, ciao.